money
to
you're
the
spending,
gambling
some of it is
cases.
She
said,
there's a lot that
I
we need to work on.
mean,
An example of today.
Management's not the issue.
We're going to be late. That's inappropriate.
why is Paul attacking Denise?
Okay. The fact is that
And it goes a little something like
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Nakai and I'm back again with another video. So I have been waiting to react to this video and I didn't want to watch it because I wanted it to have my real at that moment reaction. So I haven't watched this and I've been wanting to watch this. It's the blue therapy episode and I'm not sure how many I'm gonna do, but you know, I'm gonna try and see. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video because I'm excited. I really want to watch this video. So let me just, get right into it.
Hello. Hi, Denise.
come in, sit down.
Let us start
Paul.
the episode.
How is the traffic?
Terrible.
Oh,
but
is
we're
it?
here. We made it.
My name's Denise and I'm your therapist today.
Till the
Have you ever been to
beginning.
therapy before?
Never. We've never been. I did go online. I
Paul
read how
doesn't wanna
important
be
it
here.
is
Paul
about,
is just like, listen,
having
you
premarital
forcing me
therapy,
out,
counselling.
you're wasting
And I do
my
believe myself
time.
and Paul.
Paul is just
are in dire need of some help. I wouldn't say we've
I'm here for no
deteriorated to a
reason.
point of no return, but at the end of the day, we're progressing in our relationship, and I'm not entirely happy.
Okay. So, Paul, thank you for joining us. Have you got any idea of what expectations you are looking to get out of this therapy session?
I have no idea. I'm curious to find out.
Okay, that's great. Well, it's great that you're here. So, shall we start?
So, of course, this isn't my first time on camera. I'm very comfortable in front of camera. I understand Paul isn't. I didn't bring him here to embarrass him, though. This is kind of like shock therapy. It might shock him into kind of seeing that we need help, that we've actually got problems within our relationship.
I'm going to ask
I
Shona to
guess
just
that
start
she
us
wants
off.
to
What
get
would you
him
like
to
to start
therapy
with?
and to help their relationship and all, but aren't you both supposed to agree that okay, we want to do this?
You do know that, right?
Because if you don't agree,
And I feel as though
if you don't agree, then will people even open
we've
up?
got different views of life. So to me, Paul is very image. He puts too much emphasis on how people perceive us as a couple, how he's perceived as an individual and how I'm perceived as an individual. Currently in our relationship, we're doing a lot of patching instead of really fixing the issues.
Okay, Paul, do you feel the same way?
I'm literally blown away. I haven't even heard this before. Do you want to give more context to what you're actually saying? Because I'm a tiny bit
Okay.
confused.
Paul, for example, has a lot of friends. He has affluent friends. He feels like he has to fit in, which he might fit in as friendship, but when it comes to finances, he doesn't necessarily fit in. So if we're looking at percentage-wise, and when they go out and what they spend, they can afford it. We can't. But Paul will do it anyway, and then he'll spend the next week or two chasing the bag he's blown, which now leaves me in a deficit of love. So there's neglect going on in our household.
All right, so we literally just got here. We haven't been here for 5 minutes. Choma's talking about finance to the bloody Denise, someone that we don't even know. Now, first of all, there is no man that's out there with multiple accounts, crypto accounts, high interest accounts, that's gonna sit down and show his girl his balance. So she doesn't even know the financial situation first.
So hang on, let me just let Paul speak
So
regarding
Paul
the image
is spending
and
more
going
money
out
than
and,
he's making.
You know, chasing the bag, as Shoma just said.
Come on, Paul.
You know what's interesting?
Oh.
I actually think she's right. But let me break it down for you. I'm happy and I'm humble enough to be the brokest man in a room full of millionaires. Do you know why?
Okay.
Do you know who would have the most to benefit in that type of situation?
You would.
So that's practically how I've been able to exponentially grow my income, basically.
He's taken the whole fake it till you make it to another extent, because at the end of the day, I'm not naive to know that you are treated how you're perceived. However, be yourself. With the whole spending above your means, should I say, yes, we can afford it. I'm not saying we can't, because he's the first person to speak about finances, and we need to save, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. But as much as, yeah, I purchase nice things, Paul does a lot of the spending. And in the past, we've had situations where he's invested and there's been no returns. So I don't feel that I need to suffer at the expense of his investing and putting himself in positions to get deals when not all the time it works out. And we're together. Do you know what I mean? We're in a relationship. We're not business partners. So I'm suffering for nothing.
Do you feel that it's an equal situation?
She just said she's suffering for nothing. Okay. So am I nothing?
That's not what I said. It's like your comprehension. This is why we're here, because anytime I bring up at home, he dismisses it.
Really?
Okay, you're not comprehending what I'm saying.
Okay.
I've literally just explained it.
Yeah. Okay, look.
Out of everything I said, you got that bit. Like, Paul's, he takes what he wants to take, he hears what he wants to hear, and he sees what he wants to see.
I'm not dismissing it right now, right? We're having a conversation. You know, I don't know you from anywhere, but you're here. Let's have the conversation, right? So when we first started dating, she was happy with, you know, the drive, the ambition, you know, me taking, you know, calculated risk here and there and gaining rewards. She's the first person to come and, you know, say, oh, congratulations, babe, let's celebrate together. But then I've actually kept the same energy, and now it seems like she doesn't really have the same energy. So who is the person that's falling off?
Okay, so in other words, I'm a hater.
Well,
because I still celebrate your wins.
No, that's true, but the only thing is, let me give you an example, right? So literally, I have access to a good number of private members clubs. This is through the clients of mine. I train
what does
individuals,
Paul do?
You know, celebrities, you name it. Now, with these membership clubs, obviously it's not everyone that's, you know, invited. And I feel like that kind of affects Choma, whereas before, if we were going to, like, you know, like a normal type of, average, maybe not average Joe, but, you know, the usual, then I'll kind of be, oh, babe, you know, come along. But when I'm actually, you know, grafting and chasing the bag, as she said, I don't really feel like she needs to be present, and she actually doesn't have an invite anyway, so...
Okay, that's not what I'm not upset that I'm unable to come to the events that you go to and to the gambling places, because it's gambling, if you ask me. It's casino, isn't it? So the clubs you guys are going to and the money you're spending, some of it is gambling, all right? Because everything he likes to say is constructive. Clubbing is not constructive. It's not beneficial to our relationship or to him. Even places like that, he places too much emphasis on how they look at him. So you're out here doing the most, buying so many bottles, paying 10K for tables, and it doesn't make sense. And I'm at home being neglected. When he comes home, he goes back to work. So my point is, you're putting too much emphasis on the way they see you. Why is that? You're supposed to be impressing me, not them.
So the type of people that I deal with, they're on another level, to be fair. They're high net worth, and they work really hard for themselves. Now, for me to be able to kind of be that act of service for them, you can imagine how hard I have to work. If they're calling you, you need to answer. If they're sending you a message, whether it's a text or WhatsApp, listen, you need to be on point. I'm able to give them that service.
I'm on my way for this social experiment, and I'm quite excited. I'm happy that Jamel is using this initiative and wants us to be part of this. There's a few things that I do want to get off my chest, so it'll be nice to speak to Jamel, speak to the therapist,
and I'm excited. Talk about the fact that Chioma and Paul haven't told us what they do. So they just talking about how Paul spends a lot of money more than he makes, and how he's busy either entertaining his clients or
I'm open to it.
Investing, apparently, with the air quotes. So it's like,
we can take our relationship,
what do you guys do?
Been together a year now, so
I
don't actually
inform us.
Jamal is
share
late.
With the group. What do you do? What do you do?
And you're late. I'm sitting here. I don't know the lady. I look very stupid, and Jamal is late.
Okay, so basically, the boyfriend is like, let's do the social
Was the
experiment
traffic
and
bad?
then you come late.
Sorta. Yeah.
If you're telling me to come
You're here
somewhere
now,
and
so that's all
then
that matters.
you're late,
Can I just start by
don't waste
asking
my
you
time.
what brought you here and how long have you been together?
What's the girlfriend's name?
Do you want to take that?
No, ladies first.
We've actually been together for a year. I met Jamel at one of his fitness events. So
Oh,
my sister also
Jamel.
does fitness, so they were doing a class together. And then we met, we started talking, and then now we're here. So he has had therapy before, and he thought it was really good and helpful. So I feel like that's why I'm open to doing it.
And what are you hoping to achieve by the end? What's your goal coming to therapy?
I think to actually set some foundations and actually blossom from this beautiful relationship that we've got. We started great. Relationships do have rocky parts, but it's nothing too big, I guess, to get over.
Just looking into your background, have you had many relationships?
This actually is my first relationship, but I have obviously dated in the past. But yeah, this is my first relationship, and yeah, going strong a year.
And what about you, Jamal?
This is my 4th relationship. Hopefully it's my last one, to be fair, so looking good.
Mostly things are going well then.
I mean, to an extent, I think
She said,
there's a lot
I
that we need to work on.
mean,
An example of today
that
is
means
Jamal's
things are
lateness.
not
I work a
going
9 to
good.
5. He
This
does fitness.
thing that
so
she's
our timetable
holding
tables
back,
already
things are not
clash.
100%.
But whenever we plan to
They
go
may
on
be
like
like
date
60,
nights
70,
or
but
we
they're
go
not
church
100%.
together every 2 weeks, he's always late. When I address him,
Why are you
he's
always
unable
late,
to communicate
Jamal?
and explain
Why are you
he's
always
late or give me a heads
late,
up
bro?
for being late. So yeah, that's a problem for me. I feel like he's always late when it comes to something that we're doing. I don't
What's
feel like
her
he
name?
respects my time.
Deborah?
I don't think Jamal has ever been
Deborah?
late to a client's
think his name
Zoom
is Deborah.
meeting. But why is it when it's Deborah time, he's late?
My time management is not the issue. I feel
She's
like
always late when
more
it's
down to
Deborah
communication.
time.
There's been several
Do you
times.
communicate that you're going to be late?
Of course.
What about last week when you were supposed to come to my house?
Yes, we changed the time before then. So, Denise, this is the situation. So, originally the time was for 8 p.m.
This is
Then I
deep.
realized I double booked with another client. So I gave her the
Yeah, that's already an issue. We had pre-planned that we were going to meet up because
Why are you rolling your
we
eyes,
haven't been seeing each
Jamal?
other as often because Jamal's taken on more clients.
Jamal's not being
But we had
supportive.
pre-agreed that we were going to see each other on this particular day. Why are you double booking?
things happen. Like, I do have clients
Things
across
happen?
the pond.
Can I just ask a question? When you are going to be late, do you communicate that? Do you let her know?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, so the last time we invited me to your house, didn't I communicate that with you?
He told me 5 minutes before the time that he was going to be
5?
late. That's inappropriate.
Deborah just always complaining about me being late. Like, she just feel like she's been controlling. Like, she doesn't take consideration of my time, where I'm coming from, what I'm doing before. She just wants to set the time and expects me to get there. They ain't gonna run.
Just for the record, how would you like him to change?
At the end of the day, I like his drive, and that's kind of why we're together. My point
This is gonna
there needs to
confuse
be a
me.
balance.
They keep
I'm happy
switching from
for
one
you
couple
to
to the
grind. I'm
next.
happy for you to do all the things you do. But again, we're in a relationship. The problem with you is you think we're business partners. We're not. I need love as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a business, I work, but I still feed you, I still love on you, but I don't get, it's not reciprocated.
Right, so hang on, Paul, do you feel that you're giving as good as you get in the love stakes?
Well, to be fair, I thought I did, but now I'm thinking to myself, like, does she trust, do you trust me?
Huh?
What?
Yes or no?
I do trust you.
Why?
Okay. If you trust
Why are
me
you talking
and
about
you trust
trust?
my judgment, and you know that between the both of us, we both got ourselves to the position where we are, which is a better position than we were in, why would you not continue to trust the process?
Because you've eradicated the whole love aspect of our relationship. I'm a woman, I'm not wood. Do you understand? Like, I've got a heart.
Now, this is the problem that I have with women, right? Like, for example, with Trauma and I, when we first started, she knows I'm hardworking. I was doing X, Y, Z, what I had to do, okay? Everything was fine. She was happy I've got a hardworking guy, okay, hug, kiss, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but you were
Nowadays,
giving
when
her
I'm back late,
enough
the same person's complaining,
attention,
asking me where am I
but
coming
now
from,
you're
and I'm
not.
thinking, what? Fair enough, I don't work overtime and I'm doing other things on a different level, but I'm the same person, so why would you question it?
Can I just ask, what's the last...
Hey, but I'm just
Love
saying my own
anything you do.
opinion. Don't
Denise,
come and
Denise?
attack me in the comments.
Look, we're not going to play the
I
whole
don't know
turn
the
each
full
other
story.
against each other. When's the last time you bought flowers? Look, forget about all of that. Let's get down to what it is now. Just to briefly go over this, right? As far as I understand, you've been called, or employed rather, to basically help us in our relationship to get better, right?
Why is Paul attacking
So,
Denise?
how do you think you're doing so far?
Okay,
Ah!
so, don't be rude.
It's a genuine question.
Why is Paul attacking
It's a genuine
Denise?
Okay, I can answer that, Shema, don't worry. The fact is that I'm here to enable you
Paul
to
said,
see
"Listen,
through the fog that may be there.
let's
at the
stop
moment.
this thing about
I'm
trying
not
to
here
turn me
give
and my
you an
girlfriend
answer.
against each
I'm
other.
just helping
Do you
you
think you're doing
discover
good
what's
as
going
the
on.
therapist?"
Okay.
Paul
What's
chose
your
violence.
success rate in
You know
terms
what,
of
Paul?
like, couples that have
Paul
been
woke
to
up
your
and
therapy
did
sessions
what?
and
He
have
chose
gone on to get married?
violence.
Well, I think you've already done your research.
I did research and I found out that a lot of people gave you good reviews. A lot of them have actually gone on to get married. A lot of them have resolved their situation.
Paul is like, I don't
open-minded.
accredit
I
you
feel
to
like
be a
people
good
get results from
therapist.
you if they're open-minded.
Babe, she didn't answer the
Paul.
question. What's your success rate? I need percentages. I deal with figures.
I'm afraid
Why
I
is
don't work in
Paul
figures.
is
I work in people.
projecting?
And
That is-
when people come back,
Paul
it's because
is
they're seeing results.
projecting.
So as far as I'm concerned,
That's deep, bro.
things are working.
So if we came back to
Enough
your
of that,
session,
because
that means
you're
it's
just-
working.
Well, you sign up for a certain number of sessions, and then we discuss whether you need to do.
So there's more
Paul
than
is
one.
Being
evading.
very rude, and I really
Talking
don't understand
about
why.
their
She's just doing her
issues.
job. I'm quite happy.
Why are you
with
attacking
service
the
we're getting so
lady?
far, so I don't know why
Paul.
he needs to calm down a little bit because
Paul.
I'm getting irritated at this point. You're being very dismissive.
No.
At the end of
Being
the day,
very
Paul is
rude.
making me feel less than. Okay, he's very judgmental with the whole image thing.
We
So
can
if I
tell
don't do- if
he's
I
very
don't do what
judgmental.
he does, then there's a problem. One thing I'm not going to continue to do is be with a man. Not saying that I want to leave this relationship, but I can't continue to be in a relationship with someone who makes me feel less than or makes me feel like I'm in the wrong every single time.
Babe, okay. If we're both kind of in line in terms of our goals and our visions, then I would assume that we'd both basically be on the same page. Is that wrong, Denise?
No, it's good when couples are on the same page, but are you on the same page?
Are you ask her?
I'm asking both of you, do you
Answer the
think
question.
you're on the same
I
page?
feel as though we are
Paul
on the same
has come
page with
to
certain
fight.
things, but
Has
again,
come
as much as
to
Paul says I like to
fight.
he has a lot of issues with things that I do.
Me and Jamal argue all the
Oh,
time about
Paul.
his phone and social
Ah,
media.
Paul.
He's literally in love with social media. There's this new app called Clubhouse. I don't know if you've heard about it. This guy loves the app so much. I actually wish the app was not invented. I would call
Jamal
Jamal
is
after a
rude.
long day and we had
Like,
to spend
even
for a whole
before
day.
he's not
and
even
he has
spoken
Clubhouse
that
in the
much, but
background. Like,
you
he
can
literally
tell
called
he's a
me
rude
on his
person.
MacBook
rude
so that he can have Clubhouse
person.
in the background and then we'll have a separate conversation. Like, that's just too much.
And it goes a little something like.